Right, hopefully that is us now. So we'll just start with your feet about hip distance apart, toes facing forward. Just do a little posture check before we begin. So once you've got your feet hip distance, if you maybe spread your toes a little bit and then just make sure that you feel balance through your feet. You can move a little bit forward or back if you'd like to. And then we'll lengthen through the muscles of the legs a little bit, lift the shoulders up and then just release them so they're down your back. Try and relax the arms a little bit, lift your chin, and then just imagine a string coming through the top of your head. So your whole body should feel like you're growing a bit taller. Again, try and just get a feeling of the shoulders being over the hips over the knees, and the knees over the ankles. So we'll start with just a little breathing. So just taking your hands to your ribs. Just start to relax the shoulders again, so you're not holding tension there. Just breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth. And just fall into kind of a natural breath for you, so you're not forcing it in any way, but just be aware that you're still keeping your breath fairly even as you do that. Keep that breath going. So trying to feel that you're moving your breath so that your rib cage moves out towards your fingers, touches them a little bit even. And then keeping that deep breath going, we'll release the arms down by your sides. This time as you inhale, we're going to pull the shoulders just up towards your ears. And then on the exhale, just release the shoulders down your back again. So again, inhale, pull the shoulders up nice and gently. And exhale, release them down your back. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, lift the shoulders. And exhale, release. Now this time we're going to circle round. So on the inhale, lift your shoulders up. On the exhale, if you rotate the shoulders back and then release them all the way down your spine. So inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, release them down your spine. Do that once more. So inhale up. And exhale, release. We'll go the other way. So a little bit trickier. So inhale up. And exhale, release them down. So do that again. So inhale, lift the shoulders up. And exhale, down. Do that one more time. So inhale up. And exhale, release. So hopefully any tension you feel in your shoulders starting to release. We'll take the feet a little bit wider today. So we're going to start with the feet quite wide. If you turn your toes out a little bit, so again, not overly wide, but fairly wide. So when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to reach your left arm up. So we're going to reach it over towards the side. Now then you're going to bend through your right knee. So you're going to bend into your right knee. Now release the left hand down. So you're going down towards your left knee. And then move to the center and start to bend your left knee, sorry. So move over to the left and then reach your right arm out in front of you and then lift that arm all the way back up. So you're kind of creating a big circle all the way down. So we'll do that again. So left arm reaches up, stretch over to the side first, and then start to bend the leg. Start to bend over towards the left. And as you do that, reach over with the left arm and start to complete the circle all the way back up again. Okay, we'll do that again. So inhale, big reach up, stretch over to the side. So you're getting that side stretch first. Then bend into the leg, reach the arm down, come into the center, over towards the left, and then the right arm then starts to reach up and over, completing the circle. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So inhale, reaching up over to the side. As you exhale, bend your knee, come into the center, and then start reaching with your right arm, lift it all the way up, and complete that circle. Okay, we're going to do that the other way. So when you're ready, right arm reaches up. So reach over to the side, bend into it. So come over towards the left. Start to move to the center. And then when you get over towards that right leg, start reaching with your left arm. Circle it up. And you can take your own time to do this. You don't have to do it in a prescribed way. So we'll do that again. So reach up through that right arm. Bend into the left leg. Take that arm along the ground, just as close as you can, and then start reaching with that left arm. Lift it up and come all the way back up. Okay, we'll do that one more time. So right arm reaches up over to the side, bend into that leg, start to reach, good, come down, move over towards the right, and then start to reach with your left arm all the way up and right. Good, well done. Okay, this time, turn your feet in a little bit so your toes are actually parallel facing forwards. And then if you bend over towards the right a little bit, and then over towards the left. So we're just kind of moving side to side here, just nice and gently. And you'll just take this bit at your own pace. Again, you could go deeper, you could go shallower, just to where you feel you can. We'll do 2 more. So just side to side. And last time. And we're going to stay over towards this right side this time. So you can sink a little bit deeper if you want. You can take your hands to the ground. You can go a little bit deeper into it. But again, just feel your way into it. Just what feels best to you. But keep the belly pulled in. Keep the chest lifted a little bit. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly start to rise back up again. Move back to the center. Now this time, as you inhale, reach up with your arms. And on the exhale, just move forward. So long, straight spine. Good, so do that again. So inhale up. And exhale, come forward. And you might want to take your hands to your hips. If you feel that's better for you rather than the hands in front, then do that. Just take it to where it feels right to you. And you can bend your legs. You don't have to have them straight. Do one more. Good, so this time when you come forward, you can either stay here, so just hands on your thighs, or you may want to fold forwards. If it doesn't feel right to fold forwards, then don't. And your hands could dangle here, the hands could be on the ground, just whatever feels right. But relax the shoulders, try and pull the belly in. Even if you're kind of this halfway position, you want to stay supported, then do that. Okay, we'll start to come back up. So you might want to bend your knees to come up. So pull yourself all the way back up to the top. When you get up to the top, turn your toes out the way this time. And then bend your legs. So just sink down. Try and keep your shoulders over your hips here and the knees over your ankles. So your knees are not kind of dropping in to or out. And then when you're ready, we're just going to lift through your heels. So we're going to lift through your right heel, lift through your left heel, and then if you can, lift both. So we'll do that again. So left heel lifts, right heel lifts, and then both together if you can. Do that again. So right heel lifts, left heel lifts, both together. And one more time. So left heel lifts, right heel lifts, and both together. Okay, well done. Release that, come back up. Again, we'll keep the legs so that your feet are facing forwards once more, and we'll move over to the side. So go over to the left, and then towards the right. So again, just nice and gently side to side, just stretching through the inner thighs. Good. Excellent. We'll just do this a couple more times. And last time. And then this time when you're ready, move over to the left. So stay at the left. So again, you can stay high, just stretching into that inner thigh. Move your hands down if you'd like. That feels better to you. Just where it feels right to you. But keep the belly pulled in, chest lifted. Good. One more deep breath. And then slowly start to come back up again. So slowly make your way up. So again, toes facing forwards. Hands either reaching up and move forwards, or keep your hands on your hips and just moving forwards and moving back up. So again, you're in charge. You have to kind of feel how it feels and take it to where it feels right. Do one more. And this time, either stay here, so just with your hands on your thighs. You could stay here. You could bend your knees. You could fold forward if that feels right. Again, let the arms dangle. Take your hands down if you can. Maybe give your head a little shake. And always keep the knees bent so that it feels better. Bend your knees. Okay, take one more deep inhale. And then pull your belly in. Maybe bend your knees to come up if that feels good. And then when you come up, turn the toes back out again. So again, sink through your hips. And maybe a little bit deeper this time. But keep the chest lifted. So when you're ready, right heel lifts. Left heel lifts. Both together if you can. Okay, so we'll do that again. So left heel, okay, right, and both together. Excellent, doing really well. So right, left, and together. And last time, and both together. Okay, well done. Okay, release that, come back up. Give your legs a little shake off. So this time we're going to start with the feet about hip distance apart. So toes facing forward. Just going to take a little squat. So when you're ready, on an inhale, just bend the knees, and as you exhale, come back up. So again, inhale, press back through your hips. Keep the chest lifted though, so you don't want to kind of drop the chest too much. Now, if this feels okay, you could reach up with one arm. So you could reach up through your right arm, and then reach up through your left arm. And then if that felt okay, you could do both together. So again, left arm first this time, reaching up. Then the right arm. And if it doesn't feel right with the arms, then leave them out. Excellent. Do that again. So right and left. And both together. And last time. And both of them. Well done. Okay, come back up. Give your legs a little shake. So we're going to do a little bit of balance now. Just work where you can. We'll stand on your right leg. Belly pulled in. We're going to lift the knee up. So basically, you're just going to lift the knee up and down. When you do that, you could tap the foot down to the ground. You don't have to touch it down. If you can manage, then just hover it a little bit up off the ground as you do that. And you have to lift the knee high. So if you don't want to lift it as high, then don't. You can always use a wall as well. So it's just a lift and lower. Okay, well done. Excellent. And 2 more times. Last one. So on the last one, we're going to lift the leg up. If you can, if you want to, we're going to take a little twist. So your right hand is going to go into that left knee, and then the right arm reaches behind. Again, if it doesn't feel right, you don't have to do that. And you can always look behind you if you want. Well done. Okay, slowly release. Bring your legs down, maybe give them a little shake off. So we'll change sides. So again, standing this time on your left leg, belly in. When you're ready, lift your knee up and release it down. So again, you don't have to touch the ground, but if you need to, just touch down each time. Good, so just nice and easy. Excellent, well done. Okay, keep that going, just a couple more. And last one. So this time we'll hold it up. So again, you can just hold both hands onto your leg if you want, or this time left hand onto your knee, right arm reaches back. Well done. Okay, slowly release everything back in. Give yourself a little shake off. Now, if you're on a mat, you might want to come down to the bottom of your mat. We're going to do some roll downs, but we're also going to walk our way out onto our mat as well. So I'm going to stand at the bottom of my mat. You'll leave it up to you where you're going to go. So we're just going to start with a little roll down first of all. So again, make sure your feet are hip distance. Bend your knees a little bit. Maybe lift through your upper body and your chest. So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to drop the chin towards your chest. You're going to round through your shoulders, bend your knees a lot here, and start to roll down through your upper body, just to where it feels right. You don't have to go all the way down. Deep breath in. We're going to start to come back up. So we pull the belly in, and we roll ourselves all the way back up. And when you come up, try and release the shoulders down your back. So you're kind of restacking everything. So again, drop your chin, round the belly, and start to lower down. So keep the belly pulled in, so you're keeping a little bit of support there. And then come back up when you're ready. So again, pull the belly in and start to work at your own pace here. We'll do this twice more. Again, just take it to where it feels right. And come back up when you're ready. Now on this next one, we're going to walk ourselves out. So you are going to roll down. But when you get to the bottom, you may need to bend your knees a lot here. You can have your hands on the ground and just start to walk yourself along the mat. When you get there, you could hold in plank if you wanted to. You don't have to. You can always lower your knees down towards the ground if that helps you as well. So pull the belly in, push up and out of your shoulders. Try not to have the bottom high here, so the bottom's not kind of pushing up and it's not dropping down, but it's kind of in the middle. Good. One more deep inhale. And then if you've not already got your knees down, just lower your knees. And then just press back to child's pose just for a moment. Okay, from here, slowly start to come back up. So we're coming into hands and knees to start today. So you can spread your hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. We're going to start off just with a little tilt of your pelvis. So as you inhale, just drop the belly and arch your back. And on the exhale, tuck your tailbone under and pull your belly in. So again, when you get here, try and isolate the movement as much as you can so that it's just the hips and the lower back that's moving. So it's just a tilt and an arch through your spine. Good, so do that a few more times. We're going to start to slow it down a little bit and to make it a little bit smaller. And then when you're ready, we're going to end up in the center. So we're not tilted, we're not arched. And to keep it there, if you lift the pelvic floor and draw the belly in a little bit, deep breath in, and as you breathe out, if you extend your right leg behind you, now you can either extend it so that it's off the ground or on the ground, it doesn't really matter. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to move through this. So we're going to lower the leg down and we're going to lift it up. So it's just a lift and lower, just nice and gently and nice and simple. You don't have to lift it high either, but try not to lift it too high. So it's up and down without bending the leg, just in that straight leg. Good. If you do want a little bit more, you could stretch your opposite hand away from you and then lifting the arm and the leg up and down. Again, it's up to you. Work where you can. Do the leg only if that feels better to you. Try and keep your hips nice and level, the belly pulled in. Well done. We'll do 4 more. So breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. And on the last one, we'll just lift up and hold up. So just lift up, hold. Well done. And then release the hand and the knee down towards the ground. You can push back to child's pose again, maybe releasing your arm and your wrist a little bit. And when you're ready, slowly come back up. So coming back in to a neutral position. So you might need to move your hips again a little bit to get into it. Lift the belly, lift the pelvic floor. And as you breathe out, extend your left leg behind you. Again, you may want to start with it lifted, so we're all doing the same thing. So keep the hips level. As you breathe in, lower the leg, and as you breathe out, lift it back up. So breathing and lower. So see how it feels. So if it feels enough just with the leg, then do the leg. If you want the arm, stretch the opposite arm away, and then just lift and lower through that opposite arm. Again, work where it feels right to you. Excellent. And we'll do 4 more of these. And on the last one, lift it up and hold it. So either just the leg or the leg and the arm, but stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Keep the belly pulled in, keep the hips level. Good. 1 more deep inhale. Release the hand and the knee down and press yourself back to child's pose. Well done. From there, walk your hands back to your knees. We're just going to come round to sitting now. So if you just scoot yourself round to a sitting position, bring your feet out in front of you and try and lengthen through your spine. So you're in this nice long sitting position. Crown of the head is lifted, belly is pulled in. Take a deep breath in, so your feet are flat on the floor. As you breathe out, you could lift one leg up off the ground. As you breathe in, lower it back down, and as you breathe out, change legs. So just alternating that little leg lift. Keep a sense of kind of pulling yourself forward and lifting yourself up as you do it. If you want a little bit more, you can lift both feet off the ground before you start and do the same thing. So we're still just extending through the leg. Good. If you want a little bit more, you could extend both legs and bend them as you release down. So breathing out, breathing in, but just work where you can, where it feels best to you. So try not to either roll back or rock back as you're lifting the legs. Keep that sense of pulling forward, engaging through the belly to lift yourself up. Okay, do that a couple more times. And last one. Well done. Okay. You can release there, so you could release forwards for a moment. We're going to come back in. This time we're going to do a held version of that. So it's just really up to you where you hold it. But sit again up onto your sit bones. Lift through the crown of your head. So you could just lift your feet off the ground. Just hold the legs just where they are. You could lift the legs up. So you lift the legs up maybe to the kind of more L-shaped position. You could straighten your legs. So you could straighten the legs in front of you. Or you could reach the hands as well. So arms by your sides. But again, just wherever it suits, where it feels right. Pointed toes or flexed feet, it's up to you. Well done. One more deep inhale. And we'll slowly release that. So again, just to a relaxed position, maybe roll forwards a little bit. Now this time we're going to extend the legs out in front of us. So although they're wide here, they're not like super wide. They're just kind of more kind of a narrow straddle, shall we say. So if you've got a mat, you could have one foot either side of your mat, and that would kind of give you the right position. So we're going to do a little lengthening for your spine. So if you lift up nice and tall, on an inhale, reach with your arms. And on the exhale, just stretch forward. So we're not trying to get down anywhere, but trying to lengthen. So on the inhale, lift up. So lengthen your spine. On the exhale, keep that length as you reach forwards. So do that again. So again, we're not rounding too much. We're trying to keep a nice straight back. So lengthen through your spine. And then keep the length as you move forwards. So try not to get too obsessed with getting down, but try and keep the sense of stretching through your spine. Good, well done. Okay, we'll do that just 2 more times. So inhale, reaching up, and exhale. 1 more time. Well done. Okay, from there, you can release your hands back down again, and then bend your knees once more so your feet are flat on the floor. So this time we're going to do a little bit through a roll back. So you are going to round your back quite a bit. So the hands can be behind the back of your thighs. Start with a straight spine first. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, round through your back as much as you can and roll back. Breathing in, move back up again. Again, you could release the hands, so breathing out and breathing in. And then if you want to, you could roll all the way down. Breathing in at the bottom, breathing out to come back up. Again, keeping that rounding feeling through your spine as you roll down and as you come back up. Well done. Okay, we'll just do 2 more of these, and then on the last one, you're going to end up down on the mat. So we'll do 1 more, and then we'll stay down this time. So just lowering yourself down and release down. So when you get down, if you walk your feet now in towards your bottom, so have your feet hip distance apart, try and make sure that your back is connecting with the ground equally on your left and your right side. Maybe lengthen your spine a little bit. And as you breathe out, tilt your pelvis again forwards and up. As you breathe in, just arch your back. So do that again. So breathing out, tilt, and breathing in, arch. We'll do that a few times. Now we're going to start to kind of add on to this. We're going to do a little bridge movement. So as you breathe out and you tilt the pelvis up, start to just peel your back just a little bit up off the ground. And then breathing in, lower back down. And then keep going and arch your back a little bit. So arch your back off the ground. So breathing out, tilt the pelvis forward and up. Start to peel just a little bit. You don't have to come all the way up. Breathing in, lower yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time. And then arch your back as you come down. So do that a few more times. So breathing out, lift that. So if you do have any kind of issues with your back, this kind of rolling sensation, which is kind of an extreme version of a pelvic tilt movement, can really help to kind of ease out the back. If you feel any kind of tension, specifically in your low back, it can help to kind of iron out any of the tiny tension that can build up in the low back. Okay, we'll just do this one more time. And then when you come back down, if you start to make your way into a more neutral position, so we're not arching or tilting, but we're coming into our neutral spine now. And once you're there, if you again lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in. And as you breathe out, we're going to lift the arms just above your shoulders. We're going to start to move the arms, but we want really soft elbows here. So keep your arms just slightly above your shoulders. As you breathe out, just keep your arms out to the sides. As you breathe in, bring the arms back together. So kind of as if you were cradling a big ball here. So you're kind of pulling the arms in, you've got that big kind of beach ball, and then opening the arms back up again. So we're not kind of being too straight with the arms about it. Keep the arms kind of curved as if you're keeping that ball there. Try and make sure your back stays in neutral spine and your belly stays in. Now with the feet flat on the floor here, you could mirror the movement with your legs. So as you breathe out, just let the legs drop out to the side as the arms move out. And as you breathe in, bring the legs back together. Again, they're not touching when they come back in. Imagine you've got a big, slightly smaller beach ball between your legs, but you're opening the arms, the beach ball's getting bigger, and then you're squeezing it back together as it comes back in. Okay, so breathing out and breathing in. Again, keep your sense of neutral spine, so keep the back on the ground, keep the belly pulled in a little bit, pelvic floor lifted. Good, we'll just do 2 more of these. Well done. And then slowly release your arms down by your sides. Make sure your feet are still in line and parallel here. As you breathe out, we're going to extend one leg away. And the leg just kind of skims the floor here. And as you breathe in, bring it back in. So breathing out, extend through the other leg, so stretch it away. Breathing in, bring it back in. So try and keep that sense of neutral spine as you do that. Now keep going on that. If you lift your arms up now above your shoulders again, this time take the arm back. So it's that opposite arm to leg movement. So extend the arm back and pull it in. So breathing out and in. Good. Excellent. And get a sense of lengthening through your spine as you do this. Keeping the hips level as you can. And keeping that lifted pelvic floor as you move through the arms and legs. Excellent. Do 2 more. And last one. Now this time, if you release the arms, but extend your right leg away from you. So it's just lifted up off the ground. It's quite long and you've still got that neutral spine. Take your hands behind the back of your head, and as you breathe out, lift the upper body and lift the legs so that it's level with your bent knee. Breathing in, release the leg down, release the upper body. So breathing out, lift up, and breathing in lower. Now, if you find this really easy, you could extend both legs and lift both legs up, but just to level with where your knee would be. Breathing in, lower down, just skimming the floor. So breathing out, lift, breathing in, lower. So again, stick with one leg if you feel that's better, with one foot flat on the floor. Do 2 more. And then we're just going to change legs here. So again, if you're doing doubles, then you could just keep going. But breathe out, extend the other leg, and then take a breath in. On your next out breath, lift the leg, lift the upper body, breathing into lower. So again, we're kind of touching just the knee. Good, elbows back a little bit, turn away from your chest. So you're getting a little bit of space in the upper body as you do that. Again, you could do both legs if you wanted to, but just work where you can. Okay, we'll do 2 more. And last one. Well done. Okay, slowly release the legs. Now this time, as you breathe out, extend your right leg away again and lift it so it's level with your bent knee. So we're going to do a little single leg teaser here. So your hands, you can take them overhead. So stretch them overhead. Make sure your lower back still stays on the ground. You're still in neutral. Deep breath in. And we're going to lift up so the arms come over your shoulders. As you breathe out, lift the hands up towards your bent knees. Breathing in, take the hands over the shoulders, and on the out breath, the arms go back. So breathing in, arms over the shoulders, breathing out, lift the upper body a little off the ground, breathing in. Now if you want to, you could start to lift up. So as you breathe in, hands over the shoulders, on the out breath, you lift up to kind of that seated position, breathing in and out to go back. So breathing in, arms over the shoulders, breathing out, breathing in and out to go back. But just work where you can. If it doesn't feel right to move all the way up, then don't do it. Good. Okay, one more only on that side. And then release that. So we'll just release down and pull your knees towards your chest before we do the other side. Maybe take a little movement side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll take the right foot on the ground, extend the left leg away from you. So again, you're lifting it so it's level with your bent knee. Try and keep the knees about hip distance. Stretch your arms overhead. Keep that neutral spine for now. Breathing in, arms over the shoulders, breathing out. Reach up towards the legs. Breathing in and breathing out to go back. So do that again. As you do it again, if you want to, coming up to that sitting position, only if it feels right. Good. As you come up, try and keep the knees fairly level. So what we don't want to happen is for this leg to kind of slam down to the floor as we come up. Keep it as level as you can as you move up. There might be a little bit of movement, but just try and keep it as level as you can. Do one more. And then when you're ready, just release everything down. Draw your knees towards your chest and take that little walk. Well done. Okay, from here, we're going to do some leg lowers now. So the legs are going to move up towards the ceiling. Again, I will give you some options here. And one of the first options will be to keep one foot flat on the floor and you're just doing a leg lower with the other leg. If you can manage, lift both legs up. Again, make sure your back is flat on the ground. Upper body can be down here, or you could take the hands behind the back of your head. And as you breathe out, just lift your upper body and just hold it in that static chest lift. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, lower one leg. Breathing in, lift it back up. And breathing out, lower. If you need to bend your legs, then bend your legs. You don't have to lower it all the way to the ground. Just work where it feels right to you. Again, take your time on these lowers. Okay, very nice. And you always have one foot flat on the ground if you feel that it's better for your low back. Good, very nice. And then if you want to, you do not have to. You could change legs if you've got one foot flat. You could do a couple of double leg lowers. So you could lower the legs, both of them together, and then maybe do a couple singles in the middle. And then go back and do another double leg. We're going to do tons of double leg lowers, but you know, now and again, if you feel the urge, then you could. Excellent. And we'll just do a couple more. Well done. Okay, from there, slowly release the legs, pull the knees back in towards your chest. Now for the next one, we're going to do some leg openings to work the inner thighs. So you can do this with legs straight or with legs bent. I'll start with the bent ones. So if you're doing that, come to a tabletop position. So your knee is over your hip. Again, the back is on the ground. You can stretch your arms out. You can lift your upper body, whatever feels right. But as you breathe out, the legs open. As you breathe in, we squeeze the inner thighs together again. So breathing out, breathing in. If you want a little bit more, you could extend your legs up. You could do this with slightly bent legs. Or if you can manage, you could have your legs straight, like for the straight leg lowers. So breathing out, breathing in. Again, upper body can be lifted or lowered, whatever feels right to you. Now we're going to add on a little kind of pulsing crisscross movement. So you breathe out. As you breathe in, it's crisscross. So it's out, crisscross, crisscross, in. Good. And again, you can do this with the bent legs. Just keep the legs bent. Well done, work where you can. Okay, doing really well. Just a couple more. Excellent. Okay, draw your knees towards your chest. And then from here, we're just going to do a little movement through a little roll up. So it's kind of the opposite of the roll backs that we did at the beginning. So we'll start with the feet flat on the ground. So that would be the easiest option. It's a bit like the single leg teaser as well. So make sure your back is in neutral. Lift the pelvic floor, draw the belly in. Again, we stretch the arms overhead. Again, make sure your back is on the ground. So breathing in, arms over the shoulders. As you breathe out, start to lift the upper body up off the ground. So breathing in and breathing out. So you could stay with that movement. If you want a little bit more, you could extend the legs forwards. Breathing in, arms over the shoulders. As you breathe out, flex your feet a little bit and make your way up. And then maybe extend forwards again like we did at the beginning. So breathing in, breathing out to go back. Breathing in, breathing out to lift. Again, maybe a little bit forward to stretch your hamstrings if you wanted to. You don't have to. But just work when it feels right. Well done. Again, we'll not do too many of them. You could do 2 more. And don't worry about coming up. Just take it to where it feels best to you. Good. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly make our way back down. So when you come in, we'll walk the feet back in again. So feet flat on the floor. We'll do a little bit more in that bridge movement. So again, come back to neutral spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, tilt your pelvis forwards and up. And then start to peel the back up off the ground. So 1 vertebrae at a time, coming up to where it feels right to you. Deep breath in at the top. And as you breathe out, start to lower yourself down. Try and move 1 vertebrae at a time here. So breathing in at the bottom. As you breathe out, tilt your pelvis forward and up. And start to move up through your spine. Good. Breathing in at the top. And as you breathe out, lower. If you want, you can add some arms today. So as you breathe out, we're going to tilt the pelvis, but we're going to stretch the arms along by your sides. And then as you start to breathe out, lift through your arms as you lift the body up off the ground. Breathing in at the top. And as you breathe out, start to lower yourself down. So lowering the arms as you're coming back down. So breathing out, stretch, lift, and over. And breathing in, hold, breathing out, move back down. Now, if that's enough for you, stay on that. Again, you can leave the arms out. If you want a little bit more, you can maybe lift your right foot up, cross it over your left thigh, and keep it there as you do the bridge movement. So as you breathe out, tilt the pelvis, stretch the arms, lift up, hold at the top on your in-breath, and as you breathe out, slowly release all the way back down. Again, if that detracts from it, then don't worry about it, don't do it. Change legs each time. So breathing out, tilt your pelvis, start to lift, reach up, hold, and breathing out, lower all the way back down. Again, just work where it feels right to you. Good, very nice. And you might want to do it with the leg on your thigh and not with the arms. Excellent. We'll just do 1 more of each of these. So if you're not doing the leg, just do 2 more bridges and then we'll release down. And just when you're ready, we'll draw the knees towards your chest again. This time we'll take the hands behind the back of the thighs. So we're going to do a little rolling here. So again, hands back of the thighs, front of the thighs, whatever suits you. As you breathe out, move back. And as you breathe in, roll up. So just keeping that nice tight shape. And just do that a couple of times more. If you don't like rolling, just come up. And then we'll make our way up to sitting. So just taking your time to come up. So when you come up, we're going to come over onto your side. We're going to work a little bit through a side kind of plank variation. So we're coming onto your right side, if you can, it doesn't really matter. But come onto your elbow on that side. We'll bend the knees here, so stack the legs. So you've got your knee over your knee, ankle over ankle. And again, just work where you can here. So you might just stay here with your hip on the ground, and you might just reach up with the arm. If you want a little bit more, you could stretch your legs a little bit away and then lift your hip up off the ground and that arm reaches up. If you want a bit more, you could stretch both legs away and lift the hips and the knees. So we're going to take a breath in here. As you breathe in, your top arm is just going to come round, and as you breathe out, reach it back up. So just lower down and then reach and stretch back up. Okay, do that a couple more times. Again, you can always lower your hip down if it feels too much. Good. Well done. Try and keep your body the same, so the body's not moving at this point. We are going to move the body a little bit more, but the body is just staying the same, and it's just the arm that's moving. Good. Okay. Do one more. Now this time when you come up, we're going to hold up. So again, you could have your knees on the ground here, and then we're just going to lift the hips. As you breathe out, lift your hips up. As you breathe in, lower them back down. So breathing out, hips. So if you're here with the knees bent, we're just lifting the hips off the ground and then lowering them down. And you can always kind of skim the floor here if you want to as well. You don't have to kind of touch down. Do a couple more. Good. And then on the last one, just lift up and hold. Now take your hand behind the back of your head now, so it's not stretching up to the air. If you want to, this is the last bit honestly, you could stretch your top leg, just lift your top leg up and down. And again, if you've got both legs straight, lift that top leg up and down, only if you can. One more. Excellent, well done. Release everything all the way down to your side. Excellent. Okay, we'll come back and do the other side, but if you slowly roll yourself over onto your front, we're going to come into a Sphinx position here. So we're going to stretch the arms or the hands out in front of you. Try and align your shoulder with your elbow. Try and think about your belly button being lifted off the ground. So pubic bone is down, belly button lifts. Pull the chest forwards a little bit. Then we're just going to do a little bit of a neck rotation here. So deep breath in. As you breathe out, we lower the chin down and just circle round just in one direction. And again, it doesn't have to be big. As you do that, try not to let your belly collapse down. I was just very conscious that mine had actually just totally collapsed. So try and keep the belly lifted. Now change direction, so go the other way. And again, take your time. It doesn't have to be quick. And then make your way back to the center. Now, for the next one, you can either stay here. If this feels an okay position for you, stay here. If it feels too much on your back, then just lower yourself down and have your hands crossed over in front of your head. So it's your choice of where you do this next one. So the chest still pulling forward, the belly button pulled down. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, just bend your right heel towards your right buttock and then release it away. So we'll change legs. So left leg bends in and release away. So again, just nice and gently to start. And then if you want to, we'll do that as a little kind of double pulse. So as you bend the leg in, it's pulse, pulse, release. So pulse, pulse again. Try not to collapse down. And if you do want to lower your body, your upper body down, then do that. If you can now, we're going to try and alternate this. So it's pulse, 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 pulse. So kind of a quick double kicking action. Again, lower yourself down the upper body if it feels too much. Okay, just a couple more. And last one. Well done. Okay, slowly now. Everybody release down, so you can just relax there for a moment. Bring your hands under your head. Relax your hips, relax your shoulders. Well done. Okay, from there, slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders again. Push yourself back up to all fours. And then we'll just move round to the other side. So you're going on to your side again. So I did my right side first, so I'm going to do my left side, but just make sure you do the other side. So again, just that kind of still plank position first, moving the arm. So your legs can be bent, your hip can stay down, and the top arm reaches up. And we just take the arm down and lift it up, trying to keep that sense of lifting through your side body the whole time. Otherwise, lift your hips off the ground, do the same thing, or stretch the legs away and do the same thing. So it's just a lower and a lift with the arm, keeping the upper body nice and still. You could do a little rotation if you want to through that upper body, but we're not moving the hips yet. We're going to move the hips in a little moment. Good, very nice, well done. Excellent. Okay, just do two more. And then on the last one, if you just lift up. Now from there, you're going to breathe out, you're going to lift the hips and breathe in and lower them. Try not to collapse with that. So again, if the legs are bent, we're just lifting the hips up off the ground and then lowering them down. You could do it with a little skim, so you're not actually touching. So it's just lift and lower, but not touching, but just wherever it feels right to you. And then the last one, lift up and hold up, so your hips may be lifted off the ground. Extend the top leg, take your top hand behind your back of your head and just lift and lower the leg. Again, you may want to lower your knee down then to do that. If your knee is lifted, just the same thing. So it's lift and lower. We're not doing too much, two more. And last one. And well done. Okay, slowly release yourself down. Excellent. Come over onto your front again, so take your time coming round. You can relax yourself all the way down this time, so have your feet about hip distance apart. Now from here, we're going to we'll do the legs first, so we'll cross the arms over, drop your head down. When you're there, try and get a sense of pushing the pubic bone down, but lifting your belly button up off the ground. Deep breath in, as you breathe out, just lift through one straight leg this time. Breathing in, lower that leg, and breathing out, change legs. Good. Now keep that going. If you want to add the arms, just stretch them overhead, hands facing in. Maybe drop your forehead down as you breathe out, opposite arm to leg, breathing in lower. So breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Good, well done. If you want a little bit more, maybe start to lift your upper body off the ground. So as you breathe out, lift the arm, lift the upper body, breathe in, release, and change sides. Again, just work where it feels right rather than what you think you should be doing. And if you want to just do the legs only, then do that. Very nice. Try and get a sense of stretching. So from your fingers all the way down to the toes, try and get that sense of lengthening and stretching. Excellent. Okay, we'll just do a couple more of these. And then have a little rest, so release yourself down. So we're going to do that again, the same thing, with an option of doing it with a little bit more momentum. So you can either just stretch your arms, stretch your legs, opposite arm to leg again. If you want a bit more, breathe out, stretch the arms and the legs away from one another, and then opposite arm to leg in that raised position. So again, work with what you feel is right. Opposite arm to leg, just that nice slow one. And always take a little rest. So maybe after you've done about 8 of these little faster movements, rest it down and then move back up again. But again, work with where it feels best. So faster is not always best. Sometimes slower is harder even. Good, so just a couple more. And then slowly release everything back down. So again, bring your arms down, maybe drop your head down, and just rest for a moment. Okay, this time when you're ready, we're going to bring the feet together a little bit. So if you can, just touch the big toes just lightly together. You can let the heels drop out to the side if you like. And for the next one, you can either do, excuse me, legs only, or you can do upper body as well. So if you're doing legs only, then as you breathe out, just lift both legs up. As you breathe in, lower them back down. If you want to add the arms, you can stretch the arms by your sides. You can have the hands on the ground if you like. Push through your hands and lift the upper body as you lift your legs. Breathing into lower. If you want a little bit more, maybe stretch the hands so the arms stretch down towards your feet. Think more length rather than trying to get too high here. So breathing out to lift up, breathing in to lower back down. So work with where you feel is right for you. If you want a little bit more, you can always bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And as you breathe out and lift up, you can always stretch your arms forward. Breathing in, bring them back in and lower down. So breathing out, lift, stretch, in and down. Again, work with what feels best rather than what you want your body to do. Excellent. We'll just do a couple more of these. And then you can just release yourself all the way back down again. Okay, so this time we're going to take the hands either side of your mat, so in an L-shaped position. So you can keep your arms on the ground here as you lift your upper body. We'll try and relax the legs here so we're not using the legs or tensing the legs too much. So separate your feet. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just slowly lift the upper body up off the ground. Breathing in, releasing back down again. So breathing out to come up. Breathing into lower. If you want to, you could float the arms up as well. So as you breathe out, just lift the arms as you lift your upper body. And if you want a little bit more, then stretch the arms out. So you could stretch them out to the sides, which gives us a little bit more. Or you could stretch your arms overhead and lift from there as well. But again, just be cautious with it. Think about where it feels right to you. Good. And bear in mind that if you have your arms further back, then it's a lot of shoulder work. So if you move them slightly forward, the lower back has to work more. But again, just listen to what it feels right for your body. If you do want to add legs, then just add them. So either a single leg or both legs together. And still get that sense of kind of moving quite slowly as you move up into them and as you move down as well. So not kind of slow up and then fall out of it, but use the muscles equally. Okay, we'll do 2 more. And on the last one, if you want to, you can lift up and hold up. So just lift up, hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Release everything down. Maybe bring your hands back under your head. Maybe move your hips a little bit. And while we're here, we'll just come in for a little stretch for the front of your thigh. So if you bend your right arm in front of you, just to support you, and then bend your left leg, and then if you can manage, take hold of your left foot with your left hand. Start to gently pull the heel just towards your bottom a little bit. If it feels too much in your knee, then just release it. Okay, from there, slowly release. We'll just change sides. So bend your left arm in, bend your right leg, and then if you can, reach back for your right foot with your right hand and start to just gently draw the heel in. As you do that, try and press your right hip towards the ground. Well done. Slowly release that. Bring your hands under your shoulders now and just start to push yourself up to an all fours position. So when you come in, have your knees underneath your hips, hands under the shoulders. We'll do a few of these cat-cow movements now with the upper body. So as you breathe in, drop your belly, but also start to pull the chest forwards a little bit. As you breathe out, pull your belly in, but round through the upper back and shoulders as well, and tuck your chin under. So breathing in, drop the belly, pull the chest. And breathing out, round your back and pull the belly in. Well done. Okay, do one more of these. And then when you're ready, just slowly, we'll come into a wide leg child's pose. So you're going to take your knees wide, feet together, and then sink your bottom back towards your heels. And if you walk your hands forwards a little bit, just to get a stretch in your shoulders, maybe lower your forehead to the ground if you can. Okay, from here, if you can, you're going to take your right arm and you're going to take it up and over the left arm, so it kind of crosses over. And then if you can, still keep your head dropped down. It just gives you a really nice stretch across your shoulders. If it feels too much, then don't bother crossing them over. Okay, we'll change sides. So again, this time left arm crosses over the right arm. Just walk the fingertips away a little bit. Drop the head down. And then slowly release that. So just uncross your arms. Start to walk your hands back now towards your knees. So from here, we're going to come into a sitting position. So you can just sit onto your bottom, swing your legs in front. We're going to do a little forward folding here. So you can keep your knees as bent as you'd like. You can separate your legs a little bit if that feels better. If you can manage, have your legs straight and have your feet together, but just work where you can. So sitting up onto your sit bones, as you inhale, reach up with both arms. And on the exhale, just reach forwards a little bit. So again, we're not coming all the way down like we did at the beginning. So inhale, reach back up. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. And as you exhale, just moving forward. So lengthening as if I'm pulling you forward rather than trying to go down. So we'll do that one more time. So inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, this time just release down. So when you come down, just to wherever you get to, just release the arms. Even if your upper body's quite high, try and drop your head down. Bend the knees a lot. Well done. And then slowly release that and make your way back up. Just take your time. Give your legs a little shake. You can come into a sitting position other than this if you want to. You can cross your legs or you can keep your legs in front of you, whatever feels right. We'll just move to the side. So we'll take your right hand to the ground beside you and just reach up and over through your left arm. So we'll change sides, so just take it the other way. And then make your way back to the middle. So this time just start to roll your shoulders back a little bit. And then towards the front. Well done. Okay, that is you ladies. Thank you very much indeed. Any questions at all, please just ask and I'll try and help you. Otherwise, have a great day and I'll see you later in the week.